All right, welcome. Today we're jumping into Ebony D. McPherson's Inspire, Motivate Guide. Think of it as a roadmap for personal transformation. We're going to break down some really key strategies for unlocking that leader that you are always meant to be.
But first, I've got a question for you, and for some of you, this might be a real blast from the past. Do you know the Contra Code? Just think about it for a sec. It was a legendary key to winning in a classic video game.
Yep, that's the one. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start.
For anyone who played the 1987 arcade hit Contra, this code was everything. It was a total game changer. It gave you 30 extra lives, which made a ridiculously hard game suddenly beatable. It was, a cheat code for success.
And that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today. What if life had its own cheat codes? Little strategies that could give you an edge, help you blast through obstacles, and ultimately help you win at the game of your own life. That is exactly what we're going to explore.
So where does this whole journey begin? Well, it starts by looking inward. Before we can even think about changing our game, we have to expand our vision of what's even possible. This is all about learning to dream bigger than maybe you ever have before.
So what's stopping us from dreaming big? A lot of the time, it's what the author calls the them versus us mentality. It's that little voice in your head, you know the one, that says greatness is for other people, the ones who look smarter or more talented or just better connected. We basically take ourselves out of the running before the race even starts. And the culprit behind this is something called limiting beliefs. The author shares this hilarious example from her own childhood. She used to believe that if she swallowed a piece of gum, an actual gum tree would start growing in her stomach. Now that sounds totally ridiculous to us now, but it points to a really powerful truth. The beliefs we pick up when we're young, no matter how wild they seem, can feel so real and stick with us for years. And that really is the big question for you to think about. What are the gum tree beliefs you might still be carrying around? What are those unquestioned truths about yourself that are maybe holding you back from chasing that bigger dream? Okay, so once you've started to expand that vision, you're going to need the right tools to actually make it happen. And this brings us to the fun part. Life's 3 main cheat codes. McPherson calls these game changers. And a game changer is basically any idea or any action that creates a real shift, something that tilts the odds in your favor. Just like that Contra code, these are strategies that give you a better shot at winning. And here they are, the 3 big ones you need to remember: an unshakable mindset, a tactical skill set, and a dependable toolbox. This is really the core framework for your own personal transformation. So let's break each one down. First up, the unshakable mindset. This is your foundation. It's all about consciously guarding the gates of your mind. It's making sure your day-to-day priorities are actually lining up with your biggest dreams. And this one is huge. It means being really mindful of the people you spend your time with. Are they lifting you up or are they dragging you down? Next, we've got the tactical skill set. Because let's be real. A great mindset isn't enough on its own. You need the actual skills to get things done. This is about being smart, either going out and learning brand new skills that help you with your goals, or, and this is just as important, finding clever new ways to use the skills you already have. And finally, the dependable toolbox. I want you to think of this as your just-in-case plan. It's kind of like having a fire extinguisher in your kitchen. You hope you never have to use it, but you're so glad it's there if you do. This means being proactive, finding mentors, gathering resources, and having solutions worked out before the problems even show up. Okay, so this all sounds great. You've got the vision, you know the cheat codes, but what happens when you just feel totally stuck? Overwhelmed? Where do you even begin? Well, this next idea is a beautifully simple first step. I mean, we've all been there, right? Feeling defeated, standing at a crossroads, maybe even ready to just give up. The book reminds us that in those moments, the way forward isn't some giant leap. It's usually a series of small, consistent actions. McPherson grounds this whole idea in a really powerful quote. Faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. In other words, hope is absolutely essential, but it has to be paired with action. Even the tiniest action is a work that brings that faith to life. For the author, that small, consistent action was all tied to this one number, 27. She was at a major turning point in her life when she was 27 years old, so she decided to use that number as an anchor to build brand new habits. And here's how she actually did it. She would commit to doing little things in sets of 27. So 27 squats, or 27 seconds holding a plank, or 27 minutes of journaling.
Now, the number itself isn't magic, it's the principle. It's about picking a small, manageable goal you can hit every single day, because that consistency is what builds incredible momentum over time. So the question is, what could your number be? All right, on any journey of change, there's always one huge roadblock that we all run into, the fear of failure. But what if we've been looking at failure completely wrong this whole time?
Usually, we see failure as this embarrassing thing, right? A dead end, something we should avoid no matter what. But the book argues we need to flip that script. We should see it as a lesson, as a resource, and get this, as the golden key to our success, because every failure teaches us exactly what doesn't work.
This quote from the book just nails it perfectly. Success is not a destination, it is just one of the many badges you pick up. This completely shifts your perspective. Every time you fail, it's not the end. It's just you earning another badge in resilience.
And all of these ideas we've talked about, the big dreams, the cheat codes, the new way of looking at failure, they're all leading to one ultimate goal: becoming the leader of your own life.
According to the author, true leadership stands on 3 pillars. It starts with service, which is all about helping others. It's guided by intentionality, having a clear why behind what you do. But the foundation, the thing that holds it all up, is self-mastery. The big idea here is that you can't really lead a team or a project or anything else until you first learn how to lead yourself every single day.
So, we've laid out the blueprint from McPherson's guide. You've got the cheat codes, you've got a new perspective on failure, and you have the pillars of leadership. The only question left, and it's the one that matters most, is this: you have the tools, what will you create?